Alright, everybody, we are back with another episode of TEW9, the War of Immortals with the WWFC. We are here running WWFC Superstars in the Rhode Island Dunkin' Donuts Center. So we are going to take a quick peek at last week's episode, and then I am going to disappear and book tonight's show. So, in our first opening pre-show match, we had the Honky Tonk Man defeat Coco Beware. Dick Murdoch beat Gentleman Chris Adams. Jesse and Vince talked about the show coming up. We had the Twin Towers defeat the Bushwhackers. We had Slick talk about how the Twin Towers are going to take the WWFC World Television title off of that big loudmouth Jim Duggan. We had the Nasty Boys defeat Power and Glory. We had LOD accept the match from the fabulous Rougeau brothers. We had Steve Williams defeat Ray Stevens. Slaughter laying it all on the line for Paul Orndorff, challenging him to a hardcore match at SummerSlam. Now we had Larry Zbyszko defeat Kenta Kobayashi. We had Jake and Mr. Perfect have their face-to-face. We had Paul Orndorff defeat Nick Bockwinkel. The Nasty Boys talk about how they want tag team gold, and they're going to get it. Then we had a banger of a match when the Macho King Randy Savage defeated Giant Baba. Then we had Ted DiBiase say, "Look, Luger, you're a loser, and I'm going to take the Intercontinental title off of you." Then we had Warrior lay it out for Savage, saying, "Hey, you know what? You think you're big and bad, but when it comes time for our clash, I'm going to send you away." And then we had Jake and the Road Warriors defeat Mr. Perfect and the fabulous Rougeau brothers. So, I am going to go ahead and book tonight's episode, and I will be right, everybody. We are back. The whole show is booked, so let's hop right into this, and let's get the show on the road. So, in a decent pre-show match, Barry Horowitz, Chris Adams, and Kenta Kobayashi defeated Dino Bravo, King Kong Bundy, and the Natural Butch Reed in 10-11 when Chris Adams pinned the Natural Butch Reed with his super kick. Okay, so the crowd at the end is hot, or expectant and simmering. The wrestling rating got us a 58. The crowd got a 48. The segment got a 66. Kenta had a 68, Chris Adams had a 60, and Barry Horowitz had a 61. Barry Horowitz outperformed the whole heel team. That is scary. The Natural Butch Reed had a 54, King Kong Bundy had a 52, and Dino had a 55. Kenta was really up his game, and so was the Natural Butch Reed. Vince and Jesse had pretty good chemistry when calling matches. The commentary lifted it. The color commentary gave it a boost. Jimmy Hart did good work at ringside. Colonel Robert Parker did good work at ringside. The Natural Butch Reed and Colonel Robert Parker are a good pairing, and they work off each other well, so that's fantastic. So let's head to the opening of the show. Welcome everybody to another incredible edition of WWFC Superstars. We have a stacked lineup for you tonight, fans. That's right, McMahon. This isn't just another show. This is the proving ground. Careers are going to be made and broken tonight. Let's take a look at what we have in store. In singles action, the Ravishing One himself, Rick Rude, goes one-on-one with the high-flying Coco Beware. Coco better keep his bird flying high, McMahon, because Rude is all bad intentions and bad attitude. And later tonight we'll see perfection put to the test as Mr. Perfect steps into the ring with a mystery opponent. I love it. Nobody knows who it is, and it drives Perfect crazy, or maybe it makes him dangerous. In tag team action, it'll be Larry Zbyszko and the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, taking on the wild, unpredictable Bushwhackers. Now that's a collision of styles. You got brains and money against headbutts and chaos, McMahon. And in our final feature match of the night, two legends collide as the rugged Dick Murdoch goes one-on-one with the former world's champion, Nick Bockwinkel. That's not just a match, that's a war waiting to happen. Don't go anywhere, fans. WWFC Superstars starts right now. So the crowd heat at the end is hot and rising. The segment got us an 88. It advanced all our storylines. Vince McMahon's the performance was really good. He did a masterful job improvising interactions with the crowd. The angle got the crowd hotter, and it got the show off to a strong start. So let's head to our opening contest of Dick Murdoch versus Nick Bockwinkel. I figured that was going to happen. Okay, in a decent match, Nick Bockwinkel defeated Dick Murdoch in 17-22 by pinfall with his pile driver. The crowd heat is hot. The wrestling rating got a 61. The crowd rating got a 62. The segment got a 71. Dick Murdoch had a 62. Nick Bockwinkel had a 59. It advanced Nick Bockwinkel and Larry Zbyszko storyline. Nick Bockwinkel was off his game. Vince and Jesse have pretty good chemistry when calling matches. The commentary lifted it. The color commentary gave it a boost. And it was a technical masterclass, so I was hoping it would do fantastic, but I'm assuming it didn't. Poor gimmick, inconsistencies, poor gimmick, and declining physical ability. I thought so. Okay, so let's head to our next segment here. Ho! Now, Slick and you big old Twin Towers, listen up real close. You boys think you could just walk into the WWFC and take the world television title from me? Well, I got news for you. This ain't something you steal. This ain't something you take by numbers. This is something you earn, tough guy. Slick, you can yap your mouth all you want, and Twin Towers, you can stand behind them looking scary all you want. But when the bell rings, I don't care if it's one of you or all three of you. I'm going to swing this 2x4, and I'm going to fight with everything I got to keep my WWFC World Television Championship. Ho, USA! And that title ain't going nowhere. So the crowd heat is white hot now. The segment got us a 79. It advanced the Jim Duggan Big Boss Man storyline. The angle idea that I threw on it was a success, so that's fantastic. The commentary lifted it, and the angle got the crowd hotter as well. So that is great. Oh yeah, everything is just hot on that. So let's head to our next match. And that did good too. In a decent match, Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Jimmy Superfly Snuka defeated the Twin Towers in 14:48 when Snuka pinned Akeem with his Superfly Splash. The crowd heat is very hot. The wrestling rating was a 70. The crowd rating was a 68. The segment got an 80. Snuka had a 68. Hacksaw had a 79. Big Boss Man had a 74. Akeem had a 64. To advance the Duggan Bossman storyline, Hacksaw seemed off his game. Snuka seemed off his game. Akeem and Bossman had great chemistry when teaming together. Jesse and Vince had pretty good chemistry calling matches together. The commentary quality lifted it. Slick did good work at ringside, and Akeem and Slick have pretty good chemistry, so that's not too bad. You know, I figured Bossman and Slick would have had chemistry too, but hey, it is what it is. So, let's hit our next segment. Jake Roberts, I've been doing a lot of thinking about you and about this little game you think you're playing. You think you're clever, huh? You think because you get to hand pick somebody for me to face tonight that you're in control? Let me make something perfectly clear. I don't care who you pick. You could bring me a brawler, a giant, a technical marvel, or some so-called unstoppable monster. It doesn't matter. Because nobody beats Mr. Perfect. And when I win tonight, Jake, you won't be able to run from me anymore. You won't be able to make excuses. I'll be coming for that world championship, and just like everything else I do, it'll be absolutely perfect. The crowd heat at the end is very hot. The segment got a 100 rating. It advanced the Roberts perfect storyline. Perfect. Benefited from having a hot catchphrase. I just wanted to see if there's anything else here. Being done to a very hot crowd, yeah. Just a great 100 promo from him. So let's hit our next match. In a decent match, the Natural Disasters defeated Power and Glory in 10 minutes and 12 seconds when Earthquake pinned Paul Roma with the Earthquake Splash. The crowd heat is very hot. The wrestling rating got us a 61. The crowd got us a 52. The segment finished us off with a 74. Hercules had a 53. Paul Roma had a 54. Typhoon had a 66. And Earthquake had a 72. Paul Roma and Hercules got a tag team specialist bonus. Earthquake and Typhoon showed excellent chemistry teaming together. Jesse and Vince had pretty good chemistry when calling matches, and the commentary quality lifted the match. So I just wanted to get them on. I want them to, get a little more over. Hercules holding back, poor selling, and holding back. Well, I mean, Earthquake is like a big boy, so he's going to have some poor selling there. So let's head to our next segment. I figured this one was going to do bad. Yes. Saturday night's main event. The Road Warriors think they already won the match, huh? Everybody's talking about Hawk and Animal. Like they are some kind of monsters. Some kind of unstoppable machines. But in the WWFC, it's not about power alone. It is about intelligence, about strategy, and about working as a team. And at Saturday night's main event, we will show the world why the Rougeaus are the smarter team. We do not need to scream. We don't need face paint, and we don't need chains. We are professionals, we are technicians, and Road Warriors, you are walking into a trap you don't ever even see coming. At Saturday night's main events, the Road Warriors will be shocked, and the WWFC will belong to the Rougeaus. So the crowd heat is very hot. The segment got us to 66. I figured that I shouldn't have put Jimmy getting anything. It should have just been Jacques doing everything. Jacques clearly enjoyed having the freedom to go off script. The commentary quality lifted the segment, and the color commentary gave the segment a boost as well. So, let's hit our next match. I thought so. In a decent match, Rick Rude defeated Coco Beware in 9:19 by pinfall with the Rude Awakening. The crowd heat is very hot. The wrestling rating got a 58. The crowd got a 57. The segment got us a 64. Rick Rude had an in-ring performance of 79. Coco had a 36, and Coco was off his game. Jesse Ventura and Vince have pretty good chemistry. The commentary quality lifted it. The color commentary gave it a boost as well. So I just wanted to get Rick another win. I think I got some plans for him heading into SummerSlam and everything after that, so we'll see what happens there. So let's hit the next segment. Nick Bockwinkel, I hope you're listening real close, because this one's for you. You've spent your whole career thinking that you're smarter than everybody else. That you're above everybody. But you and me, we're not wrestling a match next time. We're going to war. Falls count anywhere means there were no rules, no breaks, no place to hide. You won't be able to run to the ropes. There won't be any referees to save you. I will beat you in the ring. I will beat you out of the ring. I will beat you through the arena, through the stands, all the way to the parking lot if I have to. And Nick, when I put you down, and it's 1, 2, 3 on that cold concrete, there won't be any excuses and there won't be any thinking your way out of it. I'm not just warning you, I'm promising you. Falls Count Anywhere is where your legend ends. Oh, the crowd heat at the end is very hot. The wrestling, or the segment got an 80, so that was fantastic. It advanced the Nick Bockwinkel, Larry Zbyszko storyline, and it gained heat as well, too, so that's fantastic for it. Larry improvised well throughout the segment. The commentary quality lifted it as well. Oh, yeah, it did really good. Okay, so let's head into the tag team match. In a decent match, Larry Zbyszko and Ted DiBiase defeated the Bushwhackers in 12-12 when Ted DiBiase submitted Bushwhacker Butch with the $1 Million Dream. The crowd heat is very hot. The wrestling rating got a 66. The crowd got a 60. The segment got us an 81. Luke had a 57. Butch had a 53. Ted had a 76. Larry had a 75. It advanced both the Lex and Ted storyline and the Nick and Larry storyline. The Bushwhackers showed excellent chemistry teaming together. Jesse and Vince have pretty good chemistry when calling matches. The commentary quality lifted it, and Ted DiBiase benefited from having a hot new move. So, that is a heck of a match. Now, I think if you look at the dirt sheet, it's just going to be holding back and poor momentum for them. Holding back and holding back. Yeah, it's just the poor momentum that the Bushwhackers have. Might have to give them a couple of wins there to get them out of the chilly and cold. So let's hit our next segment here. Ultimate Warrior. Oh yeah. Tomorrow night at Saturday night's main event, the Macho King is not just stepping into that ring, he's marching into battle, yeah. You think you're some kind of unstoppable force. You think all that paint and power makes you untouchable. Nah, Warrior. You're just another obstacle standing in the way of what belongs to me. The WWFC World Heavyweight Championship is my destiny, yeah. It was taken from me, and I've been watching, waiting, and planning every step to get it back. And tomorrow night, you're not just gonna feel the madness. You're gonna be crushed by it. I'm gonna put you down in the center of that ring. I'm gonna prove to everybody that the Macho King is still the most dangerous man in the WWFC. And once you're out of my way, I'm coming for my World Heavyweight Championship, yeah. So get ready, Warrior, because tomorrow night, the madness doesn't rise. It takes over, oh yeah. So the crowd heat at the end is very hot. The segment got us a 94. It advanced the Warrior Savage storyline, which is fantastic. So let's head to the next match here. In a superb match, the Ultimate Warrior defeated the Honky Tonk Man in 12-11 by pinfall with his Gorilla Press Slam. The crowd heat's very hot. The wrestling got an 81. The crowd got a 79. The segment got an 88. Warrior had a 94. Honky Tonk Man had a 67. At Advanced the Warrior Savage storyline, Vince and Jesse have pretty good chemistry, and Jimmy Hart took a work at ringside. So I messed up earlier. I actually had Hercules in this match and forgot that I put him in the tag match, so I slid in the Honky Tonk Man, and I'm pretty glad I did, because that should give Honky a little more boost to his popularity. So let's just double check this. Just some holding backs, that's not bad. So let's head to the next segment. Ooh. Man, you got a 90 and you can't... Maybe I'll script you and see what happens. Wow, no. Lex Luger, I want you to enjoy every second you're holding that Intercontinental Championship. Because your time with that title is coming to a very expensive close. You walk around like you're some unbeatable super athlete, flexing those muscles, looking in the mirror, telling yourself you're untouchable. But let me tell you something, champ. Muscles don't win matches. Brains do. Strategy does. Power does. I buy what I want. I take what I want. And right now, I want that Intercontinental title. You keep polishing it, holding it up for the fans, pretending that it belongs to you, but soon, I'm going to pry it right out of your hands. Your reign isn't ending by accident, Lex. It's ending by design. And when the $1 million man says your time is up, your title changes hands because everybody's got a price. So the crowd heat is very hot. The segment got an 80. It advanced the Lex and Ted storyline. Ted clearly enjoyed having the freedom to go off script. It performed well, and the commentary gave it a boost. Yeah, everything's really good. So I don't understand why he just got an 80. It says he's got a 90 in microphone, so I figured he would be giving us hella promos. Okay, so let's head to our main event. In a superb match, Mr. Perfect defeated Bruno Sammartino in 15-20 by pinfall with his perfect plex. The crowd heat is very hot. The wrestling rating got an 82. The crowd got an 82. The segment got us a 90. Bruno had an in-ring performance of 76. Mr. Perfect had an 88. It advanced the Roberts Perfect storyline. Jesse and Vince have good chemistry when calling matches, and the match got the crowd hotter. So let's finish everything off. And we finished with a 91, so that's great. Man, we're never gaining anything in the Mexican regions. But we increased our popularity in 13 regions. We didn't in 2 US, 1 Canadian, and all 6 of the Mexican. So, I mean, it is what it is, so let's finish it off. The financial report, we made $730,958. So that's not too horrible. Let's check the recaps. We are up to 85 in the Midwest, 86 in the Northwest, 86 in the Southwest, and 79 to everywhere, except for British Columbia and the Maritimes. Getting popularity up in the Maritimes will take forever. So that is the end of this episode. I will see you in the next one.